What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode brought to you by the League FFB, and more specifically, an episode of Let's Talk Dynasty. We got 1 week from the time of this recording until the NFL draft, and obviously, after that draft hits, the Dynasty trade market is going to shift. It's going to change very rapidly. So we got one more episode of the Dynasty Trade Review Show for you guys before that madness happens. As always, this is an episode of Let's Talk Dynasty, so we cannot do it without my co-host MFGDs. So let's get him into the building, and let's start talking some Dynasty trades. How we doing?
We doing it big. We doing it big up in here. Ready for WrestleMania weekend, but right now my focus is on these Dynasty trades.
We got 10 trades loaded up here on our show today. This is the first one in today's episode. It's nice and simple, nice and easy. 12-team, 1 quarterback, full PPR, 3 starting wide receivers, and start 8 with a kicker in the defensive special teams. Bryant Thomas for the 103. That 103 is a Marion Hampton or Tet McMillan, depending on how you cut it. Maybe it's Cam Ward for you. I don't know. Are you taking the rookie or are you taking Bryant Thomas?
I'm taking Brian Thomas Jr. I'm taking BTJ. 103. Come on, man. Like, I can't really, for one, I can't even see anybody in this upcoming draft that's even going to be on the level of BTJ. So, I mean, this is a pretty open and shut for me. I'm taking the Brian Thomas Jr. side all day, every day, twice on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to sugarcoat this shit, bro. If you can trade a rookie pick in a class that we deem as, there's still good players there. Don't get me wrong. There's still going to be some solid players, but a player like Bryant Thomas, who is already proven that at the NFL level, he can be an elite fantasy football producer. I'm trading the young pick that's a mystery box for the young guy that's already proven. No questions. Just give me Bryant Thomas, and it ain't even close in this trade, so I don't even want to waste any more time talking about it. So let's go on to the next one, though. The next trade here in today's episode is a 12-team Superflex, full PPR, a full point tight end premium, a 0.25 points per carry, and start 11. You got Rashee Rice and JJ McCarthy being traded for Jordan Love, Rico Dowdle, and the 504 in this year's rookie draft. How you feel about that?
I mean, honestly, I'm just looking at this trade as Jordan Love for Rashee Rice and JJ McCarthy. And me personally, everybody ain't going to agree with me, but I'm taking the Rashee Rice, JJ McCarthy side. I mean, Jordan Love, he is a good quarterback. Like, I'm not even going to sit here and hate on him like I usually do. But me personally, I'm taking the Rashee Rice, JJ McCarthy side. I'm going to take the number 1 receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm going to take a high potential quarterback under a great coach over Jordan Love, who at this point he's at a crossroad of his career. Is he going to be a stud or is he going to be just a mid player? So yeah, I'm going with that JJ McCarthy, Rashee Rice side.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on the side that I want to take. I think you're discounting Rico Dowdle, especially in this type of format. I think the interest of Rico Dowdle is, can he be a 1B to Chuba next year? Maybe. I think there's also a chance that he's a handcuff. He's interesting in some way or another. You can have that whole Carolina conversation, but to me, he is non-important in this deal. I do think for the most part, despite the format giving him a little bit of boost with that points per carry, I just don't think he's going to be a guy that sees like more than 10 carries per game. And even in that 0.25, that's, it's probably not a ton of fantasy points unless he's getting into the end zone and becoming the goal line back. I think the spicier take that I have here, and I'm not even doing this for the clicks, is really explain to me, bro, what is going to be the difference between a guy like Jordan Love and a guy like JJ McCarthy long term? If JJ McCarthy becomes the guy that we think he can be and Jordan Love is who he is, what is the difference? I feel like from a fantasy points per game aspect, these guys are going to be very similar.
Yeah, I think that we already seen the best of Jordan Love. I mean, which is his best is really good. It's just that ceiling, man. That ceiling of JJ McCarthy and that Vikings offense. I mean, I'm just very high on it. And on top of that, you're getting a proven wide receiver in Rashee Rice. I mean, I honestly don't see how you've gone wrong with that. I know some people would take the Jordan Love side. I'm not.
I think if Jordan Love hits at his highest potential, this is a guy who probably falls in that mid QB1 type of category, a guy who's going to fall between like QB 5, 6 range, maybe all the way down to like 8, if he hits at the highest level. If JJ McCarthy hits at the highest level, I'm sorry, but I think it's a very similar ceiling. It's almost the exact same type of bet with the weapons that he has. So yeah, for me, you're taking risk, I guess, by buying JJ McCarthy because we haven't seen it yet, but I'm not letting the risk scare me. I'm just taking Rashee Rice and JJ McCarthy, and this is another trade that I don't necessarily even think it's close. I'll happily give you the Jordan Love and the Rico Dowdle to go down and get that upgrade at the wide receiver position and add a quarterback that I think has similar potential to Jordan Love at his ceiling.
If you're scared, go to church.
There you go. Let's move on to the next one. 10-team super flex, full PPR, half point tight end premium, start 10. You got Chris Olave, the 105, and a 2026 first being acquired for Jaxon, Smith-Njigba, and Andre Yoshavash from the Cincinnati Bengals. How you feel about that?
JSN for Olave and 2 firsts. I mean, honestly, that's probably about right. That's probably about right, man. You know, I really like JSN, but that package would be too hard to turn down for me. Yeah, Olave, I'm not too high on him. He's always injured. You know, we don't know what the quarterback situation for that team is going to be. But to ease that pain, you're getting 2 firsts, 105, and a first in 26. So you can't really go too wrong with it.
Look, I'm 3 for 3 here, bro. We got the submissions, and I think it's landslide, to the receiving side, landslide to the receiving side. And this one for me is a landslide to the receiving side. You could get 2 first-round picks thrown in to down tier from JSN to Chris Olave. I'm just going to say it, and it's not something that I think is super okay. What I'm trying to get at is Jaxon Smith-Njigba to me in the current Dynasty trade market might be a tiny bit overvalued in the Dynasty trade market right now. I think some people are really, really high on Jaxon, and I agree. I think Jackson's going to be pretty solid. I think he's probably a guy who's going to be a wide receiver 1 this year, but I don't think that the drop off from JSN to Chris Olave is 2 first-round picks. I don't think that's the drop off that you're getting. I think you can get similar production from Chris Olave, not entirely all of it, but if you could go from Chris Olave, I think personally for me, I think the fair is Olave in the 105 probably gets you JSN. I know a lot of people probably don't feel that way because Olave's name has been thrown around in the trash and blah, 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 blah. I think Olave is still a good wide receiver. I think Chris Olave in the 105 gets it done for JSN. You're getting a steal when you throw in Yoshavash to get the extra first. That's just the way that I see it. If this was my team and I have JSN and somebody wants to offer me this, I'm taking the Chris Olave package all day long.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, you can't turn down that draft capital. Obviously, we're not taking JSN straight up for Chris Olave. We're going JSN all day on that one. But the 2 first, man, is just way too enticing to turn down a trade.
It's a ton of value. Let's go on to the next one, though. 10-team super flex, full PPR, half point tight end premium, start 10. We got Kyler Murray, Trey McBride, and Rome Odunze for Jalen Hurts and Sam LaPorta. How you feel?
Honestly, man, I'm probably taking that Kyler Murray, Trey McBride, and Rome Odunze side. I understand that Jalen Hurts is a dude. He's a stud. And LaPorta, he's no slouch. But the other side is just appealing to me. You're getting probably one of, if not the best tight end in the NFL, just to down tier from Jalen Hurts to Kyler Murray and Rome Odunze. I mean, I think I would go with that side, to be honest.
I agree. I think Jalen Hurts is obviously an elite fantasy football asset, but I think Kyler Murray, again, I know I said it last offseason. I'm saying it again. He's undervalued by the community right now. I know he didn't, pop to the level that we wanted him to last year. He's still undervalued in my opinion. I'm taking Kyler Murray here with Trey McBride and Rome Odunze because I think you do upgrade the tight end position in a full PPR with the tight end premium. McBride is just going to have so much more valuable because he's a reception monster, and Sam LaPorta is more so a less targets, I want to get in the end zone type of guy. Rome Odunze, I think he's going to take a big step in year 2. This is a player who doesn't have Keenan Allen on the roster anymore. Keenan Allen is no longer there. Even last year with Keenan Allen there, he saw a pretty decent target share. I think the whole offense takes a step forward with Ben Johnson. I've seen people floating around, to potentially be selling off of the hype of Rome Odunze. I do not believe that that is a smart decision at this point in time. Remember, there were people last year at this point, this period of time, telling you to sell Jaxon Smith-Njigba because he did not have a good rookie year. And we were telling you here at Let's Talk Dynasty, buy JSN. And then JSN goes out and has a good year too. It doesn't happen overnight for some of these receivers. Sometimes it takes time. Rome Odunze has the talent, had the production profile, had the prospect analytic type of profile that we wanted to see out of him, and he still showed us flashes as a rookie. It didn't turn into top 25 production. It didn't turn into elite wide receiver numbers, but at the end of the day, when opportunity knocks, talented players rise to the occasion. I think opportunity is going to be knocking for Rome Odunze this offseason. I'm definitely buying Rome, and I think this is a good point for him. I didn't mean to cut a whole promo for Rome Odunze right now. Maybe that's just the mood. Maybe I'm feeling spicy. Usually you're the spicy guy. I feel like maybe I'm feeling spicy today, but give me Kyler Murray, McBride, and Rome Odunze.
Yeah, I'm taking that side side all day. I mean, not all day, but maybe half the day. I mean, to be honest, I look at point production at the end of the day, and that's just a lot of points to be leaving there as great as Jalen Hurts is.
How big of a point difference? The point difference between Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts probably doesn't make up the point difference you'll get from McBride to LaPorta, plus the bonus points that you can plug into your flex now with Rome Odunze.
I agree. And some weeks you're going to get Kyler with more points than Jalen Hurts. It's just the way it is.
We'll see, man. And I don't think that they're going to do it, but this was another offseason of them trying to ban that tush push, and it does sit in the back of my mind just a little bit. But I wouldn't be weighing that into the analysis too much today. Let's go to the next trade. Massive monster of a trade. 12 teams, super flex, full PPR, tight end premium, start 11. Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jahmyr Gibbs being acquired for Jamar Chase, Malik Nabers, and T. Higgins. What a damn trade. We have four of like the top 5 Dynasty wide receivers in this trade, and then 2 other elite assets in Dynasty. Really good assets in Dynasty. How do you feel about it?
I mean, this is pretty simple. You put Jahmyr Gibbs, you put T. Higgins. You want Jahmyr Gibbs over T. Higgins, obviously. And I think the other 2 pieces wash each other out. So, I mean, you can't even really... I mean, I would go with the JJ, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jahmyr Gibbs side all day.
That's how I'm going to. Look, I'm going to play devil's advocate here today. And is there an argument that when I'm... Like, if I want to try and break this trade down 1-for-1s, obviously you're taking Gibbs over Higgins. When it comes to Jefferson and Chase, you could say pick your poison, right? It's a 50-50 coin toss.
Yeah. Both of those players.
Is there an argument you could go Malik Nabers over Amon-Ra St. Brown at this point in time?
Not at this point in time. Maybe we'll see after this season, but like if we're talking about today, no, I don't think you can make that choice at this particular moment in time. No.
I have been debating it in my league. I have a league where I have Amon-Ra. I just traded for Amon-Ra recently, actually. I think I sent you the trade earlier this week. It was Marvin Harrison and Diggs that I sent to go get Amon-Ra. I've been debating floating Amon-Ra for Nabers straight up and just seeing if I can get Nabers 1-for-1 with the Amon-Ra and get the young guy in Malik. I think that's something I've been toying with. I don't even know if it would be accepted at this point in time. I think the community might view Nabers over Amon-Ra.
I'm pretty sure they do because, I mean, Nabers is the new hot rookie on the block. But Amon-Ra is consistent. I mean, at the very least, you could say that it's a wash. I mean...
Fair enough. Yeah, it's the Gibbs and Higgins thing that kind of flips this towards the Gibbs and Jefferson and Amon-Ra side. But I thought this was a dope trade. When I saw it, I was like, holy hell, we got 4 of the top 5 Dynasty wide receivers in here. The only guy missing is what, Jahmyr? I mean, not Jahmyr, CeeDee?
Yeah.
Everybody else, goddamn. Let's go on to the next one. Speaking of CeeDee, CeeDee Lamb, Chuba Hubbard for Jordan Mason, Devon Achane, Rome Odunze in a 2027 first in a 10-team Superflex full PPR tight end premium. Start 10. The receiving team is a contending roster, so they get Lamb and Hubbard on the contending roster. How do you feel about that?
I mean, honestly, I'm probably taking the CeeDee Lamb, Chuba Hubbard side. I mean, I'm always going to lean towards the more dominant wide receiver in these trades. I understand how great Achane is. I understand that Rome Odunze has a great future. That 27th first is hard to quantify because it's 2 years down the road, so we don't even know at this point in time. But what I do know is that Chuba Hubbard is an above average running back and CeeDee Lamb is a stud wide receiver.
Yeah. When I look at this, the thing that I try and break down is how many of those assets on the right side do you have to put together to get to CeeDee? Is it Achane and Odunze get you CeeDee, or do you still even need more on top of those 2?
I think you probably still need that first, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I agree with you. I think Hubbard and Lamb is the side to take here, especially in a contending, because, you know, it could still take a little bit of time. I just went on that promo about Odunze and JSN. Keep in mind, JSN didn't really break out till the middle of year 2. Like, it could still take Rome a couple weeks, you know? He may not be coming out week 1 hot off the press. Like, it could still take some time as well. I think Chuba's ready to roll. With Jonathan Brooks down this year, I think he's still a guy that's going to get rolling. Obviously, Dave Canales likes him. Achane should be fine while Tua's healthy, and while Achane's healthy, but Lamb should be a stud. So give me Lamb here and give me Chuba Hubbard here.
Yeah.
I got this damn cat trying to get over here. And then I go to try and pick it up and it walks away. What the hell?
Yeah.
We got the damn cat. There you go. All right, let's go on to the next trade. The next trade that I'm going to go to is 10-team Superflex full PPR tight end premium start 10. Jahmyr Gibbs and DJ Moore being received for Joe Mixon, Trevor Lawrence, Kyren Williams, a 26 second and a 26 fourth. How do you feel about the deal?
DJ Moore, Jahmyr Gibbs, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, honestly, I hate to say it, this is probably a fair trade, man. Kinda. I mean, because once again, how many assets can you put together? Then you got a quarterback in here, 10-tier super flex. I mean, so I think that's really what balances it out. I mean, obviously, you don't want to move Jahmyr Gibbs. DJ Moore, it's good, even though a lot of people like to fade DJ Moore. But I mean, this is a tricky trade, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is maybe undervaluing Trevor Lawrence in the current market. I'm not selling Trevor Lawrence in the current market right now because I think the market's a little bit low on him. But considering you're getting Jahmyr Gibbs, who's by far the best player in this deal, plus DJ Moore, costing you an older veteran running back, Kyren Williams, who I think is still going to be very good. But the draft capital is pretty minimal too. It's a next year's second and next year's fourth. I think there's definitely an argument. Also, the fact that it's 10-team, Trevor Lawrence probably loses a little bit of that luster.
Yeah.
It's probably fair. You're right. You could probably take either way depending on what your team needs are. But in a bubble, I think the best player is Jahmyr Gibbs, so I'm going to lean to the player or to the side of the deal that has the best player.
Yeah, so you're going with Gibbs. I mean, I don't blame you, man. Like I said, this is a hard trade to look at. I feel like a first-round pick will probably swing it more in the other direction. But this for me, this one is tough.
This is what I don't like sometimes about some of these trades because, it feels like that side that's getting Mixon and Lawrence and Kyren, you like that side a lot more if you can take those middling assets like Mixon and the second and the fourth-round pick. If you can just bundle those into a better asset, just one more better asset, and make it a 2 for 3, you feel way better about this trade. Like if let's try and throw a name out there. If it's instead of Mixon the second and the fourth, it's like Addison or Xavier Worthy, you probably feel way better about that side of the deal.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think that would make the deal make a hell of a lot more sense than having the smaller pieces in there trying to figure out whether or not the deal. I feel like the method used in this one is kind of like throw as many assets as you can to make the deal fair, and the person accepted it. So
this is the trade calculator, the keep trade cut trade calculator. How many pieces can I put in it to make it even?
Exactly. That's exactly what it looks like.
So I think that's what it is. I'll take the Moore and the Gibbs side. Let's go to this trade. Brock Purdy, Keon Coleman, a 2027 first and a 2027 third for Bo Nix, Jalen McMillan, a 26 second and a 26 third. This is a 10-team, 2 quarterbacks, full PPR, 0.75 tight end premium, and start 11. So the fact that it's 2 QB, upgrades that QB position a little bit more, but you get, trade the QB, you get the QB. How you feel here?
I mean, on the surface, this trade seemed like it's kind of fair, but I have players that I prefer on one side more than the other. And then when you look at the years of the assets, it kind of like they basically equal out. I think a 26 second is probably equal to a 27 first. So then it breaks down to who I like more, Bo Nix or Brock Purdy. I like Bo Nix over Brock Purdy. Who do I like more, Jalen McMillan or Keon Coleman? I like Jalen McMillan over Keon Coleman. So, I mean, really, in the picks all wash each other out. So that's the side that I would be leaning.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think looking at Brock Purdy and Bo Nix right now, it's interesting because I think Purdy's probably a little bit undervalued right now by the community. I think a lot of people are scared of the departure of Deebo Samuel, but let's just be honest. Deebo Samuel hasn't been that great for the last couple of years. He wasn't great last year. I know for damn sure. I had him on one of my teams, and he was awful. So you replace him with Ricky Pearsall, who's going to be healthy, Juwan Jennings. I think Brock Purdy's being faded a little bit too much because people are scared of San Francisco. And I don't necessarily know why, because a lot of last year's injury woes hopefully shouldn't, add to this year. It should be a fresh start. Bo Nix, though, I think he's legit, man. I think he's legit. I'm gonna credit Zach Savage from Dynasty Land. If you guys are in the Dynasty community, you probably know who I'm talking about. He made a kind of, you remember when you and I played that blind resume game where I would show you the stats and you'd have to tell me who the player was?
Yeah, I remember.
So he kind of did a blind resume game, but he did it between 2 quarterbacks. The 2 quarterbacks that he did it between was rookie season Bo Nix and rookie season CJ Stroud. The numbers look pretty damn close, bro. And we were talking about CJ Stroud as like the next him. We were drafting him as the 3rd QB in Superflex startups. Like, some people were at the point where they were like, we're taking CJ Stroud over Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. I think that was an overreaction. It clearly was an overreaction. But Bo Nix is not getting any type of recognition in that type of terms. So the fact that the numbers were close as rookies and Bo Nix is like QB 12, he probably should be a little bit more hyped up at this point. Maybe not to the level that CJ Stroud was, but he should be recognized a little bit more. So I think Bo Nix, he's legit, man. There's a chance that, the Denver Broncos get him another receiving threat in this year's draft. They went out and they got Evan Engram, which should be an upgrade in their receiving room already. We're already talking about them maybe going and getting one of the top running backs for Sean Payton, a Trevion Henderson landing spot for Denver, maybe a guy like Amarion Hampton. This offense is going to improve. And Bo Nix should improve with it. I like Bo Nix. I like the Jalen McMillan side. I don't agree with you in the aspect of you saying that the 27 first and the 26 second are pretty much a wash. I don't agree with that. I think that 27 first is much more valuable because when I see that 2027 first, I think, damn, I could get Arch Manning. I could get Jeremiah Smith. I could get, Ryan Williams. I could get one of these dogs. And I can't do that in the 2026 second round pick. That's just not what I can do. So I see it different there, but that team has to suck for you to get one of those top guys. So just give me the Bo Nix side here, though. I think he's the best player in the deal.
Yeah, there's a lot of what ifs involved in dealing with 2027 first round picks, but I get what you're saying. I mean, if everything pans out the right way it's supposed to, then you got a good deal on your hands, because if that team is bad, now you're at the top picking up one of the best guys. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure. Let's move on to the next one, though. We're going to be on this 12-team, one quarterback, half PPR, no tight end premium league. It's a contending roster. The contending roster gets Saquon Barkley, Josh Allen, and Puka Nacua. They give up Kyler Murray, Breece Hall, Marvin Harrison, the 109 and the 102 in this year's draft class. So 2 top 10 picks, Marvin, Kyler, Breece. Is it enough to give up Josh Allen, Nacua, and Barkley?
No, it's not enough. Like that one side is just so lopsided, and 109 and 102 is not going to make up the difference between those players. You literally have like two number ones at their position, and then you have another guy that's probably top 5 in the receiving group. So yeah, man, I wouldn't be able to do this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this I'd give you Marvin in the 109 to get to Nacua. You'd probably have to go Kyler in the 102 to get to Josh. And then it's Saquon for Breece. Obviously not going to work there, I don't think. So when it's all said and done, yeah, I'm going with the Josh Allen, the Puka, and the Saquon side. I understand the tear down process from the other team, potentially trying to get some depth if they're not a great roster. I think the one QB format maybe devalues Josh Allen a little bit, but still when it's a guy like Josh Allen, he's the damn near, fantasy football game record. So it doesn't really matter what the format is. He's just going to score fantasy points. That said, too, I will say the fact that it's a half PPR does probably make you a little bit less enthused about a guy like Nacua, but not by a lot. At the end of the day, dude, I'm grasping at straws here to try and justify trading away 3 of the top 3 guys who are probably top.
Bro, it can't be justified. Just go ahead. You're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It can't be justified, brother.
Yeah, I was trying to help out Big Baller, but Big Baller, it ain't gonna work. He got to get them. What were they? The ZO3s or ZO2s? What he's got to get the ZO2s, man. Go get them from Big Lots because he ain't a big baller right now, bro. Let's move on to the next trade. Bunch of draft picks, bro. A bunch of draft picks. You got 12 team Superflex, full PPR, tight end premium, and start 11. Nico Collins, Drake London, and CJ Stroud being traded away. Well, what do you get when you trade away that? The 103, the 112, the 110, the 203, the 26 second, a 26 third, and the 403. Enough or not?
I'm taking the side with all the proven assets. Nico Collins, Drake London, CJ Stroud. I mean, I don't even feel like looking at all those picks. So I'm just looking at 103, 110, 112, and I'm just leaving it at that. And I'm going to go with the proven side. Yes. So to answer your question, no, that is not enough.
Yeah, this is rookie fucking fever at its finest. I'm just going to tell you that. There's no way in hell am I trading those 3 proven assets, young proven assets at that, by the way. These are not old players. These are young proven assets, cornerstone type of players, for late round, first round picks in a draft where it feels like in the late round, there could be a tier of 6 players right now, like maybe more than that. So the way that I look at it is, could you even cut it as CJ Stroud for the 103? It's probably got to be the 103 plus for CJ Stroud, right?
Yeah, it had to be plus. It had
103
to be.
plus what? The 110? Or even, is it both of them? Is it the 103 plus the 110 and the 112?
I feel like this is the same case as the last trade, square peg, round hole. Like, to me, there's no way to mix and match these picks to make this trade good. Like, I can make the argument that 103, 110, and 112 for CJ Stroud might not even be enough.
Dude, I agree. I mean, I'm going to cut out the perfect scenario. I'm just only doing this as an exercise to show people the way that I would be viewing these draft picks, because I think people are trying to get finessed. And as the rookie drafts happen, after the NFL draft, people are going to get finessed even more. So here's the thought process. 103, let's say in a super flex, you're lucky it's Cam Ward to replace your CJ Stroud that you just gave up. Cam Ward now has to become rookie of the year type level of player to equal what CJ Stroud was. So you already have to, one, hope that the player is there at the 103, and then him hit on a level that you feel comfortable of him being a, elite quarterback at the NFL level. And I don't even think CJ Stroud, even year 2 was a little bit down, but I think year 1 showed us that he can be. So that's what you have to hope, just to break even on the 103. Then at the 110, you have to find a player of Drake London's fucking caliber. It's just not going to happen in this year's draft at the 110. I'm sorry. At the 112, you have to find a player of Nico Collins' caliber. And if you don't, the insurance that you're sitting on is some second round picks and some third round picks. Those are dart throws in themselves. 10% hit rates, 20% hit rates, depending on the second round pick that you got. Like, these are dart throws. They're not guaranteed by any means. Let's talk about all of the guys in the second round, early second round picks at that you and I have seen over the last couple of years. Guys like Bateman, Elijah Moore, Terrace Marshall, all of these guys that were good players that are second round picks on our rookie drafts, and they just don't turn into shit. Like, that's just the way that it happens with these second round picks sometimes, dude. And that's the insurance policy that you got to hope that those picks turn into these players that you traded away. There's no way, shape, or form. I'm sorry, it sounds negative. I'm not saying it to be mean or whatever. At the end of the day, I'm just calling it how I see it. You are going to be fucking lucky if you find 3 players of Collins, London, and Stroud's caliber with those draft picks that you got.
And to make matters worse, the 3 dudes you're trading away are relatively young in their own right. So you're trading away young players to get players that are like a little bit more marginally younger. So, I mean, yeah. And then you have to hope that they're the same caliber or better. Yeah, that's way too big of a gamble in my book.
Collins, a proven fantasy football wide receiver 1. London, this year, proved fantasy football wide receiver 1. CJ Stroud, we've seen him be a fantasy quarterback 1. It's just, I'm sorry, it's rookie fever, and you got sick, and you got the fever, and it's it, bro. It's over. And to be honest, we sped the fuck through these trades today. That's the last one, bro. That's the last trade in today's show, and we got through this quick. What were we? Maybe we were just going, I don't know. Maybe it was quick and cut and dry today.
I think it was pretty efficient, man. I think it was a pretty efficient episode. We blew right through them, got straight to our points, and we just hit the nail on all the heads. And we agreed on every single trade, so that got to be some kind of other milestone.
That's crazy. I didn't even recognize that we agreed. It might be a different, for the people at home, they don't know, but we're recording this at a way different time than we normally do. So yeah. Maybe the time change on the way we're recording this one, maybe it's just our vibe just got straight to the point. Maybe that's just what it was today. But yeah, dude, that's it, man. We got 10 traits for you there. War and I agreed on all of them. I feel like a lot of them, it was a good chunk of them. I feel like there was some rookie fever being involved. And I think going into this week, as we approach the NFL draft, you guys are going to notice that in your leagues. People are going to have rookie fever. The best time, the most expensive that your rookie pick is ever going to be is when you are on the clock of that rookie draft, or once people start seeing these players get into NFL uniforms. So when people are walking up on the stage, we're going to be doing a live stream, by the way. I've never announced that on this channel yet, but War and I are going to be streaming the first round of the NFL draft. As people start putting those hats on, you see Genty put on the Raiders hat, or you see Genty put on the Bears hat, or whatever it may be. People are going to get really fucking excited, and they're going to want those rookie picks. So if you have them, take advantage of them in trade rooms. If you have players that you like, you can draft those players. I'm not telling you don't draft those players, but I'm saying you can have, a way to take advantage of some people this week. And we saw it in today's episode with the trades. So if you guys like today's episode, sorry it was quick. Maybe you guys like it a little bit quicker. I don't know. It felt quick to me. Sometimes I like the lengthier discussions. Maybe tonight, that's just not what we needed. But at the end of the day, if you like the episode, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join the Discord so you can submit trades into future trade episodes. episodes. We will do one not this upcoming weekend because, like I said, this upcoming weekend is the NFL draft, but maybe the one after that we'll have another trade show, hopefully with some trades that you guys made during your rookie drafts. War, before we get out of here though, do you have anything for the people?
Yeah. Over at Crimson Mask Pro Wrestling, we drop YouTube shorts. Be on the lookout this weekend for some cool WrestleMania content. Be on the lookout for our other channel, the Crimson Mask Show. More cool WrestleMania content. It's WrestleMania weekend and it's crazy. We out here in Vegas. We turning up.
Hell yeah. I'm just going to, I smiled in the middle of that just because I sat here and I thought, man, I was like, damn, I might have went a little hard today on some of these trades. So if I went hard on the trades, I apologize, folks. Right before we started recording, my wife and I, I mean, I meant what I said, but I just didn't have the filter sometimes that I have. Maybe that's what you guys need. But I thought about this because before we started recording, my wife and I, we were in the bedroom and sometimes we get to some, just talking shit with each other. My wife and I, she's somebody that will talk shit with me. If you've ever met my wife, but we were talking shit and I think that fed into today's episode. So that's just what y'all got today. You got that from me. So anyways, that's it, folks. Nothing else for you. We'll see you on the next episode. Actually, we'll see you at that draft stream on Thursday night. So make sure you tap in. I want to see you there. But everything else, War, you know what to do. Hit them with that shit. Peace out.